Oh, greetings! You're watching Septum Sen vs. the World. I'm Septum Sen. You just caught me watching a digital video, or DV. As we go into our third foray into the Anhedenia Project within the mind of Evan Jacobs, we shall cover the 4 DV movies. I must admit, I felt something about this one and was very attracted to it when seeing the title. Like maybe this will be a hard-hitting drama or horror series. I'm not sure entirely if this incitement was quite warranted. The first film in the series follows an individual that is contemplating the concept of being a serial killer. He may have killed somebody, he may end up killing again. The mystery is the film in itself. The second film in the series is about a man who finds a camera and a body in the room that's at the end of the first film. As he thinks about the camera, he starts to slip into madness and murder. The third film follows up with a person who receives the camera. He reviews the footage and gains concern over the location of his brother, who was the individual from the first film. His wife, however, is not having it. And finally, the fourth film in the series takes an interesting turn, where the weird possession of this camera, which we have pretty much assumed is the thing being cursed throughout the first 3 films, especially by the second film, but it's possessed itself into the third victim's phone, which happened to belong to a real estate professional. This time, the one who is affected is the owner's tablet. The tablet starts to fear being replaced and eventually contemplates murdering its owner. This was a very interesting film concept. The first film in the series played with things that, for the most part, felt creative and potentially may be looked at as innovative at the end of the day. And that can be interesting to find if you find the right audience for it. The ending of the film also made me more curious as to what the sequels were going to be about. Now, the second film, I love the second film. It makes the series a heck of a lot better. There were some legitimately creepy moments in this film, like where this guy ends up grabbing the camera out of nowhere and just shakes it, like that. The makeup was also pretty good, especially when you look at the quality of the film versus the quality of the makeup, really making him appear to become the monster that's on the inside. The video quality is also much better, as unlike the first film, you get to see everything that's happening as the characters are interacting. The acting by the lead is also extremely good. It's showing him descend more and more into madness as he intentionally fights the monster from within. The concept of the devil camera, it's a good one. I am enjoying it, and I was looking forward to the third film after this point. The third film takes the second film's momentum and uses it to its advantage as an audience. I feel that it is very good to watch them back to back. This helps get the best effect. I thought that there was some good acting, and the end does remind me a lot of Paranormal Activity when it comes to the creep factor. Finally, the fourth film is a fun angle. I like how they kind of change it and shift it so that the digital video itself is what is the curse, not necessarily the camera that's filming it. It actually became So creepy, I was even eyeing my own device. I mean, it was buzzing here. Maybe it's trying to sabotage this. Maybe it doesn't want you watching this. I'm watching you. I felt like the guy also acting in this did a pretty professional job. I like how the electronic devices all start out liking the owner, but slowly twisted towards killing the owner at the end. Very similar to how some of these other people have fallen into the madness. So let's talk about the negatives of these 4 films. I just don't think I was the right audience for the first film. This rambling aspect that's starting to become prevalent, that slowed down the second Tim Cohen movie, is kind of center stage here. Matter of fact, that is what we have. I didn't see a lot of disturbing visuals throughout. It made this a slog. So even at the dark times, I was more listening than watching. I found myself wanting this movie to come to an end by the time I reached the halfway point. Though I felt the movie starts to improve towards the ending half, the feelings of confusion is just ever present, and it commits one of my cardinal sins: boredom. I really hoped that the other films would improve. I was kind of in a down spiral. Now, as far as the second film, some of the things can be a little bit shaky and the rambling is there, but I did not feel the heaviness of the first film. I didn't really see any major problems with the second film. In truth. As far as the third, it was a bit slower. I kind of felt like it was an in-between of how awesome the second one was and how slow the first one was. I felt like it was much better than the first one, but not quite as good. Some of the acting had taken me out of the moment. Some of the acting was a little bit wooden, but it wasn't enough to make me dislike the film. And as far as the last film, no problems with that one. Matter of fact, every other film in this is just awesome. Makes me wonder if they do a DV5, whether that one's going to be slower. And then a DV6 would just be even more awesome. I don't know. But the films have a progression that's good. If you asked me when I started this journey, I would have told you this is not one I'd want to see on physical media. Nor would I have any interest in watching any of the films. But as we moved on, my opinion changed. This is an excellent series. And on top of that, it is on physical media. You can buy this on DVD, the first 3. But the 4th is not on there. And it really has me debating it. I really like these films. I'm hoping that we get another release of these films with the 4th film included. This would be fun. I want to revisit these again. See if we can get a Blu-ray release, clean up some of the visuals on the first movie. I would be impressed. Well, that's all we have for this particular one. I'm hoping to see you again on the next one. Goodbye.